the link and get the ball rolling shortly. All right. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the new 1.43 update of Gran Turismo Sport. As usual, I will be live streaming this in VR. As you can see, I'm already in the VR this time instead of waiting at the menu. But let's get into it, shall we? So, for those who don't know, the recent update, it did add some new stuff. There's 5 new cars. I'll go through them in a bit. But the big thing was they also added rain. The downside was they only added it for one track in particular, Red Bull Ring, which was shown at the one of the tournaments in last month, I believe. I forget where it was, but they showed that off. Or no, it was a few months back now, actually. They showed it off, and everyone was, all excited for it. They thought, oh, rain will be in all tracks, and they come out with it, and it only appeared in one track. So, that track in particular, for those who don't know, was Red Bull Ring. Where was it? I just saw it. Oh, it's over there in the corner. But, as an aside, though, they did not add it here. So, I'll be using the short track. But as you can see, they did not add it for VR, unfortunately. Which really sucks. I'm assuming they probably didn't add it in just because of something to do with processing power, maybe. Maybe the Slims couldn't handle it or something, I don't know. But, whatever the reason may be, dumb or smart, who knows. They didn't add it in for VR, which is unfortunate, because I like to drive these cars in VR, as you know. But yeah. So, without further ado, let's get going on the short track here. And show you the 5 new cars. I already bought them. As you can see here, these are the 5 new cars. So up first we have the Corolla 11, the 1600 GT Apex AE86. Different front end, and that's literally the only difference with this car. It's just got a different front clip, the same horsepower, the same weight, same everything as the other one, the pop-up one. Which is kind of unfortunate, really, but I mean, they're using the Toyota license. Can't blame them too badly for it, so at least they're doing something with it, right? They're the only guys with a license right now, as some of you might know. So, yeah. And the next one we got up is the Silvia K's Dia selection, which is interesting. The S13 chassis has finally made its debut in GT Sport. Personally, I'm a fan of the S15 chassis myself. But the S13 is nice in its own way. This one comes with a turbocharged 4-cylinder, putting out 171 horsepower, as you can see there. Pretty light, though, 2,500 pounds. It's not too bad. I've been told also that to drive it on stock tires this time around instead of super softs, like I usually do with all my cars. So that car I will be driving on the stock tires just because I was told you should definitely try it. So I'll be driving that with stock tires on. Third on the list is the S2000, which, as you can see, has the top up. And I am very sad about that because I don't know why they want to do this to all their soft top cars, but in VR it is kind of frustrating when they have a soft top car, but the top is always up and never down. I especially hated them when they did the Miata this way, which had the top down for photos, but the top up for driving. I feel we need to have the option to either have it off or on. Just give us the option, please. Stop teasing us with these convertible cars and only keeping the top up. But nonetheless, 242 horsepower, naturally aspirated, 2,700 pound curb weight. I'll be looking forward to see how this one handles. Might be drifty, I'm guessing. And the next on the list is the Impreza Coupe WRX Type R STI version 6, which is, for those who are Initial D fans, you all no doubt know that Bunta Fujiwara drives this car later in the series. I went for a gray this time instead of the normal blue, however, because I found out through a channel I occasionally watch, Drift Hunter Elbow. He's a guy who's out there in Japan, and he's, you know, tried to uncover the mythos behind the Wang and Midnight and Initial D stories and whatnot. And he actually met a guy who was kind of the basis of the whole story, really. It was an interesting video. I forget the video title. I might look it up and add it in the description later. But apparently, the guy that originally did this driving stuff, he drove a gray Impreza WRX just like that color scheme. So that's why I'm using in that color scheme, if anyone was curious. But yeah, I mean, 276 horsepower, 2,778 pound weight. I'm expecting it to handle at least as good as the 22B, maybe not as good. We'll see. The last one on the list is the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo, or as I like to call it, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, or as some others call it, the Dodge Stealth Twin Turbo RT. Whatever, it's the same car, same chassis, same engine. Personally, I prefer the updated version with the facelift and the VR4 huge wing in the back. But anyway, so this one's putting down 285 horsepower with a 3,700 pound curb weight. That is a heavy car. No doubt the twin turbo V6 adds its own heft to that. It's funny actually, it says 285 horsepower for these, but in North America, you could get these things with around 320 horsepower, which was pretty insane at the time. I myself might actually up that power output to 320 just to see how it handles, if they'll even let me do that. I'm pretty low on mileage points at the moment. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get this show on the road. I don't know, why am I screaming over that way? So we'll drive 11 around the short track of Red Bull Ring. And yeah, I'm not expecting any difference with this car, really. I'm expecting it to handle exactly like the Torino did when I first drove it from the other updates past. So, but still sounds nice. Oh, quick start that time. Like it. And let's see here. Because actually, I might drive these stock for once. You know what? Let's do it stock. I'm feeling a bit weird today. Let's do it that way. Okay. Already I can feel my loss of grip is completely out the window. Same dash, does not surprise me in the least. No speed chime though. I don't know if they added the speed chime in the last one, but that's kind of a cool touch. That is annoying though, I will say that much. Alright. Yeah, so I mean, like I say, it feels like a regular Torino. Did I overshot it. Crap. I overshot it. I'm so used to the long track. There we go. impressive handling on these tires. But yeah, so I mean, what more could I really say though? It's a Torino with sealed beams instead of pop-ups. Or I assume sealed beams is the right term. I might be. I'm a bit laid back in my headlight terminologies, but it's not pop-ups anyway. So, yeah, it feels like a regular Torino. There's not much more to say. I mean, interior looks nice. I'll give it that. I might use my shifter for this. There's my Ghost. That feels more natural, actually, use the shifter. Yes, for those of you who don't know, I do have the H shifter add-on for my wheel here. These tires are screaming for grip. And I just understeered. Crap. There's my Ghost. I'm gonna do one more lap probably. See if we can get a decent lap out of this. Alright. Oh, that's the difference, though. They have 11 on the floor mats. That's actually pretty cool there. Work! Either my Ghost is right in me, or in front of me, or behind me. There we go, that's a better execution. Across the line. Parking brake in here. Alright, so let's look around here. Red trim. Red seats. Bright red seats, actually. I didn't realize how bright red these were. 5-speed gearbox, as is expected. 11 in the floor mats. Toyota logo. Parking brake. Probably a little glove box there. I don't know what this logo is, though. I see this like C with X's on it. I've seen it in other Toyotas of this vintage. I don't know what the logo means. But, yeah, that's some shiny plastic around the gauge cluster here. It's interesting. I never knew that. I thought they'd be flat plastic. But, yeah. I mean, tiny turnstock. Actually, I just noticed that. Not much else to say. Nice radio, though. Decent climate controls. Nice detail on the visors. I can actually see the fabric woven. That's actually pretty nice. Nice texture on this, even. That looks very good. And can we make out the rating here? Kind of. It's in Japanese, of course, so I don't know what any of it means, but yeah. Other than that, bang up job on the interior. It looks really good, actually. So, without further ado, on to the next vehicle. Like I said, there wasn't really much to write. There wasn't really much to write home about with that car. It's a Torino, but it's 11. You know what I mean? It's an AE86 at the end of the day. But anyway, on to our next car, the Silvia K's Dia Selection S13. Let me just get myself situated here. Let's see. Alright. And driving this on stock tires as well, because a friend recommended I do so. So, here we go. Feels like sport hards to me, alright. Alright, so immediately I can tell that this car is definitely a lot bigger than the Torino. Which is, I guess, not really surprising, because this was poised more as a romantic car, I believe it was, but eventually carved itself a fandom of sports, or sports car lovers, so. That's a nice throw. Definitely peppier than the Torino, of course, because horsepower will do that to you. But also this is turbocharged, so it does have another thing up on the Toyota. But yeah. Feels alright. I mean, I'm usually a better judge of handling when I have grippier tires on, but yeah, as I'm getting used to it, it does feel nice, actually. Come on, come on! Barely had enough cornering grip for that. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to warm up to the tires a bit more now, so I could kind of see why he wanted me to try the stock tires now, actually. They do feel nice. I prefer more grip personally, but for what it is, they're actually managing not too bad. This is just my driving style adapting, for all I know, but feels alright. I like added power and grippier tires would... Oh, that's my Ghost. I was gonna like, what the heck is that? Ah, I had better exit on that one last time. But yeah, it feels nice. It's barely understeer. Yeah, it's a good feeling car, actually. I'm pleasantly surprised. Alright. I can break in. But yeah, so overall, it's a decent handling car. I could definitely see myself racing this with grippier tires and a bit more power under the hood. Probably around 220, maybe 250, 300 if I'm crazy. Let's see what else we got in the back here. Okay, those are some spacious back seats. And by spacious, I'm kind of joking, actually. It's kind of like my car, actually. Kind of like my Celica. Very tight back seat spacing. We've got dome light. We've got... Oh! That's cool. We got a separate light. That's nice. Little map reading lights. Those are nice. Headliner is very nice texture in it. It matches with the door sills at least, and the glove box. That's an interesting design because I have never seen, if that's even a glove box for that matter. I've never seen a glove box with that kind of pattern. That's interesting. It's usually one of the accents you typically don't decorate. What else? We got a pretty comprehensive stereo system, might I say, for 1990. You got your CD, you got your tape cassette, you got a lot of adjustments that I can't quite make out because I'm barely in the play box. You're also looking at a 5-speed manual, of course. Power for the course. And what do we got in our gauge pod here? We have fuel gauge, temperature, tack. I think our red line's $7,000 actually. Okay. Yeah, about 7, maybe 7,200 there. And we've got... Ah, okay. I wondered how that was with the parking brake. That's interesting. So there's a little light underneath the icon that flashes up. That's cool. Of course, typical 90s Japanese gauge pod here. We've got our hazard light, defroster, fog lights. Speaking of, lights are on that side, your wiper arms on this side. Tiny vent right there. Even vents right here, actually. I didn't even realize those. That's kind of cool. Looks like I got a little change thing down there for you. Keys ignition too, that's nice. Kinda need that. Looks like a dead switch though underneath the hazard lights. So I wonder if that was intentional or if there was supposed to be another feature added in. But otherwise you have your ashtray, mirror adjustment back here of all places, cigarette lighter, parking brake. Looks like you have some ashtray back there, maybe cup holders. But yeah, overall, it's a decent looking interior. It's very 90s Japanese car. What can I say? What have we got down here though? We have your window switches. You have that's an interesting layout. Power window lockout. Huh. Interesting toggle. I've never seen them laid vertically. I've always seen them laid side to side. That's interesting. That's a very interesting design piece. But, yeah. So that pretty well covers the Sylvia. Pretty good handling car. I could definitely see myself driving it some more. But, overall, not too bad. And stock tires, might I say? Also not too bad. Kind of enjoyed that, actually. Anyway, on to our next target. Upping the horsepower antes here. We're looking at the S2K. Or the S2000. Realign myself there. Alright. Let's give her a go. Right, I'm on stock tires, I just remembered. Feels nice. Very nice. I like it. Oh, very much enjoying myself. Hey, Mark. Or Mr. Junior. Ah, come on. Corner. Corner. Alright. Yeah, this is a hoot of a car. I like the red line. Actually, it's a higher red line than my car. I think this right here is going to be my fastest lap. Yeah, 107. Pretty good. Yeah, this is a nice handling car, actually. For once, it's not undrivable like the Amuse was, which was goodness. That was amazing I was able to keep that thing under control even with gripped tires on. But this feels pretty manageable. No! Crap, I understeered it. Somehow I'm faster than my ghost, so that's impressive. This is where my ghost might actually beat me. Ah, it feels nice with the manual shifter. So glad that I did the right-hand drive switch for this thing. Faster exit that time, but I think I had a faster exit than the last lap. Ooh, wow, I managed to save a ton of time right there, holy. This is on stock tires as well, like Sport Hards. This isn't even grippy tires, really. This is pretty enjoyable, actually. Ah, dang it. And across the line. Alright. That was fun. I will say, that was enjoyable. So, for this S2000, you can drive it without worrying about fishtailing or plowing into every corner. I mean, I did mess up the one point there, but let's look around. So, right away, black interior, the whole 9 yards. What do we got here? Audio control mode, push. Huh. I wonder what that was for. Channel, mute, oh, that's right. I remember now. So a weird thing they did with the S2000s, they kind of made the radio a bit out of sight, if you will. That panel right there hides the entire setup with the knobs and the CD player and everything else. But because they wanted to preserve the aesthetic of the interior, they moved all the audio controls to the driver cockpit here. So that's why you have all this stuff here. That's right, I forgot about that. But anyway. And then, of course, you have your climate controls here. Also very basic. They're also, I believe, in that center console area. But, it's a very interesting design, to say the least. What else we got here? Wiper stock, turn signals. Yep, those turn signals. But yeah, we got our mirror control, our windows. So, it's pretty basic stuff. The one thing I just can't get over is how tiny this shifter is. Like, look at that. It's so dinky. Anyway, so yeah, you have a 6-speed shifter, by the way, and roof control right in the center, because, you know, it's a convertible and all, or it's supposed to be anyway. We got, looks like a dome light right there. Maybe another one right here. Yeah, that pretty well covers it. Ashtray, I think, or is that cup holder? Can't remember. Yeah, there's power outlet right there. Little lock area for storing stuff. And, yeah, there's not much else to the interior, really. I mean, it's a low-slung coupe, so you have that, but let's look at the red line. That's right close to $9 grand, if I do say so myself. So yeah. That's a little bit of chunkiness around that door handle. Interesting. But yeah. So, pretty well covers the interior of the S2000. It's a very basic interior in this configuration. But, yeah. So, on to the next car. I have driven the S13, actually. If you go a bit further back in the video, before the S2000, I did drive the S13. That was actually pretty enjoyable. I was surprised how good the tires felt, actually. Thanks for the recommendation on that, by the way. Anyway, so on to the next car, the Impreza WRX... Sorry. Impreza Coupe WRX Type R STI version 6 1999. That's a mouthful of a name, man. Holy smokes. I forgot why I have a love-hate relationship with Japanese cars, because the model names are so freaking long from the bubble era. Well, I mean, still are really today. But yeah. So, let's give this a go. Alright. Out of the gates. Feels like a 22B. Just, down on power, I guess? Or about the same amount of power, I think. I'm still impressed they managed to get this car to rev out to 8 grand. Crap. Ah, crap! Ah, no! Dang it! No! I was enjoying myself so much. Reverse, come on. Find reverse. Come on. There we go. There we go. It's a bit hard to find reverse when you're not used to using your manual in VR. Can't believe I screwed that up. Grip! Oh, there we go. There. That feels nice now. The feel is nice in this car, I will say that. Apart from my hiccup there. There we go. Handling it a bit more. Almost. No, I definitely overshot that. Come on! All-wheel drive! As said by the infamous Black Panther. Woo! That was a misshift. Yeah, it definitely handles like an Impreza or the 22B does. I mean, That's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, so... Don't mind me, I just overshot that by a decently wide margin. Just like I almost overshot that. Come on. Oh, crap! Come on! Ah, dang it! No! What the heck? Come on. Ah, we're having this trouble now? Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, my shifter tends to have a tendency to glitch out on occasion when I play Gran Turismo. Happens at the most inopportune times and the most random times too. And eventually I got so ticked at it, I stopped using it. So, I don't know if it's a fault with the shifter or because I've been beating on it to no end, but anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, it felt like an all-wheel drive car. There's not much more to say about it, really. It's another version of the 22B, in my opinion. Well, even though it's not the 22B, of course, but... So, yeah, our red line's $8,000. I'm not sure what those symbols are. Looks like that is supposed to be for when you have the automatic version, I'm guessing. Which, goodness, I hope they never made an automatic version of this thing. Automatic Imprezas, for sure, but definitely not this trim. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is only a 5-speed. Yeah, it's only a 5. Other than that, you've got your diff control down there. Pretty sure it is anyway. That's for the center diff. I have STI seats. Looks like some Alcantara stitched in there. Let me just switch into first here. There we go. But yeah, so regular 5-speed. No radio, of course, because it's almost homologation, really. Pretty basic gauge setup. Momo wheel, of course, as would be with these Subis. Pretty small center console armrest area. Not much else to say. Headliner looks nice. They've got the warnings up here in Japanese. Nice touch. Yeah, there's really not much else to gawk about with this interior. It's pretty Spartan, sporty, if you will, but other than that, good car. Felt nice to drive. So, on to the next one. But yeah, that was an interesting. It was an alright car. I mean, like I say, it feels like the 22B all over again, in my opinion. So, wasn't really expecting too much out of that car, but you know. Now on to probably one of the few cars I was actually looking forward to with this, the GTO Twin Turbo. I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move and up the power here. 321. We'll use that. Why? Because I'm wanting the US spec version, not the JDM version. So, anyway, I think it's actually our... Oh, okay, the Impreza and the GT are similar power. Anyway, let's give it a run. Oh, the boost comes on pretty strong, actually. Kind of impressed. Now, the other thing, for those who don't know, this car apparently has four-wheel steering. My curiosity is going to be to see if they actually manage to implement that in any capacity. Come on, second! But that is impressive to me. That, keep it. Come on, four-wheel steering. That is impressive. I was not expecting third gear to drone for this much. It's actually got some pull. I'm impressed. Especially when you start hitting boost. Otherwise, second gear, you're approaching your red line pretty good with the boost. Also, I think they need to fix the cam a bit, because I feel a bit off-center with this car. Yeah, it definitely feels weird to have that. Almost feels like a loss of torque, really, as soon as you enter third gear. Like it's meant to be a overdrive gear almost. That's definitely a weird feeling. And I've added power to this on top of that. So. It almost feels like it has like a 3-speed when as soon as I hit third gear there. I mean, it's pulling obviously from the boost, but it just feels so weird. I think that four-wheel steering is actually kind of helping, not gonna lie. In fact, what I'm gonna do with this car, when I'm done the replay, I'm actually gonna check the replay to see if you can see the four-wheel steering kick in at all. Because that'll be interesting. I don't know if Gran Turismo's driving model ever was meant to accommodate that. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm just curious of that little detail is all. Okay, we gotta floor into the barrier. Let's see how far you need to get to hit fourth. Pow! Whoa! Whoa! I was not expecting that. Okay then. Well, that was something. Huh. Interesting. So apparently when you hit the wall at 190 kilometers an hour, you're going to see some serious crap. Anyway. So, looking around the interior, it is very 90s. There's no denying that. Now look back here. We have seats. They'll hold a toddler maybe, but I don't think you'd want to fit an actual adult in the back. Looks like you have speakers in the back too, so that's always nice. Levers here to put the seat back down. What else do we got here? We have a very big steering wheel with an airbag, which is kind of surprising for the time. Looks like our horn buttons are in the sides. Cruise control looks like is right there. Turn stock is right there. Wiper stock, a very basic gauge cluster. You don't even get engine temp in this one, which is kind of interesting. Oh, that's why, because it's over here with your boost gauge. Does that work? I'm curious. Hold up. Cool. Alright, so the boost gauge does work. engine temp, and looks like your oil pressure. You've also got the most 90s AC climate control here. It's also a very 90s CD and cassette setup. And that's your active aero right there. For those of you who don't know, this car had active aero. I think it was actually one of the first production cars to have it. Basically, the rear spoiler and the front splitter will adjust in real time to accommodate the car for cornering, handling performance, basically. It's very interesting stuff. What else we got here? Mirror control looks like, and I'm not sure what that switch is off to the side there. But I seem to remember you only have 5 speeds in this. Yep, only 5. So, and your reverse is down here. As you can see, they don't have the actual numbering etched into this one. Probably just a design piece for them. But you also have your trunk and gas release right there on the door sill. That's surprising. You never see that, really. Window controls are right here, looks like, which is an interesting spot. Defroster, mirrors, of course. What else? Dome lights. Not much else to point out. Looks like you have some sort of release down there by the glove box. But, yeah. So, overall, pretty good car, actually. I enjoy this. I do like the handling of it. I'm still weirded out by the fact that third gear is that low. Kind of wish I could experience fourth and fifth gear on this car just to see what the experience is like. But, anyway, let's check the replay of this one. I'm very curious. So I'm trying to figure out if this car has the four-wheel steering and the active aero in GT Sport. Be nice to see the wing move. Don't quite see it, unless the four-wheel steering is only active in low-speed situations. But other thing I'm noticing too is that the wing doesn't exactly kick up. Go to escapes, you say? Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'll change camera view for this. Test your theories. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted to see if it would be in action here at all. I'm just going to let it do this corner here. If I don't see it from the back, maybe I'll test it in escapes then. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. Alright, so we'll head to escapes. Just reorient myself here. You can adjust active aero on cars. Really? How did I not know this? Alright, well, we'll pick a random spot. We'll do Japan, because why not? And we will use this photo, maybe. Okay, now I need to get my DualShock out, because I don't have joysticks on my wheel. But, I guess I should have it like that. Advanced settings. Moving wings? I did not know that. Let me zoom in on that. So if you saw that, spend way too long for a racing game. I know the feeling. But I am impressed. Wait, hold on. Does it change the front too? I need to know this. Holy crap! Huh! I never knew that. I never knew that. That is amazing. That is amazing. Alright. Let me try the four-wheel steering. It can be too hard. Okay, that just lowers the rear. I have to talk about the escapes. Man, that is something. That is something. I find it weird that the body actually lowers when you corner out the wheels. That is weird. I mean, I guess it's four-wheel steering. It doesn't quite seem like it, but then again, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Huh! That is cool. Yeah, I wish the four-wheel steering had kind of worked though, because normally four-wheel steering, you can normally see the wheels angle in or out around like about 15 degrees or so, maybe, roughly. So that's pretty cool though. That's really cool. But yeah, I'm just impressed by that though. So the arrow does work, but you don't see it active in the game. That is weird. Because you can see it on some of the other cars, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think the LaFerrari, you can easily see the flaps kick up. Same with the Enzo, even. So, that's interesting. But yeah. Huh. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you for showing me that, Mark. But yeah. Huh. I'm still amazed. So, anyway. I think we're going to wrap up the stream here. Done a bit earlier than usual. Reason for that's just there was much content to show, I guess. I mean, I could show the rain in non-VR, but I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it as is, I guess. Because I mean, you know, my whole thing is I like to do these in VR. You know, it's more fun, more interactive. Drive rain. Fine, I will drive the rain on VR. I will do a time trial in the rain around Red Bull. And I am going to use the twin turbo actually, because four-wheel steering. So we're going to use the short track again. Sunset preferably. You mean dusk? So I want to see dusk, daytime, or sunrise. I don't know. I think it's... Oh, it's just the two that have it. Okay, yeah. I'll do dusk in the rain. I need to change some settings. Okay. I can do that. What do I need to change? Aside from probably putting on wet tires, obviously. Allow low friction on wet edges. In the options, okay. Race settings. What options are we looking at? Should be under grip. Is it under car settings? Like, I don't know where I'm looking here. Unless you mean these settings. Which you couldn't, because this is a race. Options. Is it driving options? Or do you mean these options? That's controller. Oh, that's vibration. I don't know which options you mean, man. There's a lot of options settings in this game. The driving ones. Let's see. Auto drive, lane assist, counter steer assist, brake indicator, traction control. I have to change these tires to heavy wets. Yeah, I don't see it. Cone markers, indicator. Yeah, just displaying or controller. Video settings, which I doubt. Set to low grip. Can't feel the rain. Like, I don't know where this setting is, man. I can see steering sensitivity, but I don't see a setting for rain specifically. Change conditions ain't gonna do much. Ah, I gotcha. Alright. Wall collision penalty. Correct your call for wall collision. High school track. Shortcut penalty. I don't know where the setting is. Could it be under car settings? Couldn't be under car settings. Yeah. You just saw it. It wasn't car settings then. You can't change it apparently. Really? Where was it under? Was it under penalty settings? It was under penalty. Is it under wall collision detection, I guess, or? Ah, of course. Okay, on default. Track. Is all things allowed, regardless of strength and price. Huh. Yeah, if you see it's under penalty settings, I don't see it. I mean, I see wall collision stuff, but I don't see any shortcut penalties. Fair enough, fair enough. I guess for the full experience, maybe I shouldn't run heavy wets. Maybe I'll be that weird guy who runs sport hards. Alright. Get myself centered again, because the VR likes to drift when you're not in VR. Oh boy. Woo-hoo-hoo! That felt a bit slippier than usual, but I could be wrong. Come on. I mean, by not feeling the rain, you're quite right, actually. I don't really feel much of the rain in this. A little bit slippy, but I must say it feels weird to be driving a non-VR race with a VR headset. This definitely is interesting. God. Didn't realize what? That I have to drive with the cockpit kind of tilted to one side a bit here? Or that I'm still wearing a headset when I'm driving? Because I kind of need to wear it if you're going to hear me through my mic. Yeah. Oh no! Okay. Oh. That definitely felt like there was some rain on the ground. Especially that slide I did with the runoff. But yeah, this is definitely interesting to try and drive with with this kind of setup, especially because the comments show up on my right side there, so I take up a bit of the screen, and in return it shifts the whole thing, kinda. So, usually used to looking at a full screen when I race. So this is a bit different for me. But I seem to be doing pretty good. I'm betting I'd probably be a lot worse if I didn't have all my assists on. So, you know what? Heck with it. I'm feeling masochistic today. Let's try it with my assists off. Oh, not that. Driving options. We'll leave trash control on. But I'm going to remove my active stability and my counter steer assist. I'll leave my ABS on as well. This should be a bit more realistic to what rain is like. That still feels weird. It feels like I'm driving with the cockpit, like, still just out of reach somehow, you know? But... Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yeah, I'll admit, really, it's not affecting me as much as I thought it would, you know? I thought for sure I'd be, like, getting the back end out or losing something. But apparently ABS and traction control are keeping me pretty well in check with this thing. Or my skills are more apparent than I thought. In fact, that's actually a faster lap time than I even set last round. He says about his skills and overshoots the corner. Me and my big mouth. Come on. Wheel, I use a Logitech G29 for this. But, oh, it sounds like someone's entering my room here. Come on. Oh, that'd be my mom. This is interesting. On Livestream, of course. I'm kind of in the middle of a live stream. I am working tomorrow, yes I am. Yeah. I still have another shirt, yes. No. Alright. Night. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The weirdest moment of my live stream history. So... anyway, that happened. But yeah, overall, I do notice a bit of loss of grip. These words. Assetto Corsa has a. I mean, I'll confess, I don't play a whole lot of Assetto Corsa. The feedback is pretty realistic, although I do like GT's own handling model with the FFB for this. It's definitely not on the par of Assetto, but it's still manageable for a newcomer to kind of get into. I'll confess, I find myself more of a casual gamer than a pro gamer, and as such, I find with this wheel, it's a lot easier, I guess you could say, to get used to driving cars with. Even Drive Club, which has a whole different handling model from anything else. Granted, I'm not a huge fan of Drive Club's handling model, but I find the FFB for GT is overall pretty good. One thing I noticed though with the FFB, you might notice this as well, if you drive the Tomahawk on, say, something like Special Stage Route X, you will need to numb down your FFB because the sensitivity will be so high, you're going to feel every bump on the road at like over 400 miles an hour, or 300 some odd. But yeah, I don't know. I find it's an alright handling model. So, but overall, yeah. With the rain, I do notice a slight loss of grip, but it's not to the point of, say, like, I can't drive this car at all. I'm not even on wet tires for that matter. I'm on sport hards, and this still feels manageable to an extent. Although, like my friend Mark pointed out earlier, I might need to enable a setting to make it more realistic, which I unfortunately can't enable for some weird reason. So, also just occurred to me, I'm like 5 laps in on this, aren't I? I haven't even gotten better than my own lap time. But anyway, I think I'm probably gonna end the live stream here. And a bit of skid there. But yeah, so overall the cars feel good. I'm probably gonna play with the GTO and the S13 a bit more specifically, and the S2000. The 11 and the Impreza WRX, I hate to say it, I could probably live without those, really, because they don't offer much different to the game other than it's a different model of a car that already exists in the game. I mean, I know the 22B is a homologation spec in there, WRX is like a consumer homologation spec sort of thing, but it is what it is. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Kind of wish I could have shown the rain in VR. Kind of wish that was a thing. But overall, I don't know what else to say. There's there's 5 cars. There's one new track, I think, is the short track is the new one. There's rain. Yeah. So. Hey, you know, I mean, my PSN should be on screen somewhere. I think. But you know, if you ever wanna race me sometime, I'm always up to the challenge. I actually did a race with Mr. Junior a few weeks back. So, but yeah, I'll just go to menu here. You can see there's my PSN there. So if you want to shoot me a request, whatever, you know, I'm always open for challenges. Always looking forward to do racing challenges in this game. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna cut it right here, so I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.